All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and in the sincere Shalom to the brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity. And what I have here, it says, war of words over Taiwan. We do not support Taiwan independency, says U.S. Now, we all know this was they were saying that we do support. We want to we're gonna back up Taiwan from China and all this other stuff. Now they're saying they don't, but it wasn't now that they were saying it. Apparently, it was always it was. I'm gonna play the clip in it. Apparently, they already had it in the clause that they wasn't going to do such things. So now that China wanted to make the move, now they're saying that we gotta back them up. But see, this just makes it sound confusing, right? Well, let me just go ahead and play the clip for a bit.
Tensions are soaring between Washington and Beijing, and in the middle of the brewing storm is the island nation of Taiwan. The U.S. has blasted China for its provocative and destabilizing military activity near Taiwan. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met his Chinese counterpart Wei Fenghe on Friday. The meeting was held in Singapore on the sidelines of the crucial Shangri-La dialogue. In a stark warning to Washington, Beijing said that if anyone dares to split Taiwan from China, the Chinese army will definitely not hesitate to start a war, no matter the cost. The two sides had reiterated they want to better manage their relationship. However, there has been no sign of any breakthrough in resolving differences. In fact, Austin had pointed out that there had been an alarming increase in the number of unsafe and unprofessional encounters between Chinese planes and vessels with those of other countries. The U.S. Department of Defense has put out a statement. It says, and I quote, "We remain firmly committed to our long-standing one China policy. We categorically oppose any unilateral changes to the status quo from either side. We do not support Taiwan independence. Again, we do not support Taiwan independence. We remain focused on maintaining peace, stability, and the status quo across the Taiwan Strait."
Part of our one China policy, we will continue to fulfill our commitments under the Taiwan Relations Act. And that includes assisting Taiwan in maintaining a sufficient self-defense capability. And it means maintaining our own capacity to resist any use of force or other forms of coercion that would jeopardize the security or the social or economic system of the people of Taiwan.
So, in the paper it says we don't support them, but then they're saying they do support them. So what it is they're playing two sides of the field. They're going to do like what they did with Afghanistan, the same as the thing with Russia. They're going to throw the weapons there. They're going to send a little bit of troops. Then they're going to bail. They might even throw some money in there. They're going to bail. Because what they're doing is these rats are arming them with weapons for war so they could keep funding sides. Exactly, so they can keep funding sides. And this is all one big playing field. Because again, when they can fund the sides, they can make money out of the shit. They are speeding up the process because these prophecies are actually coming forward. They coming by pretty fast, believe it or not. So with all these things going on, they'll play both sides of the fence like they always are. They always been doing it. America has been part of every war that's been going on. I'm sorry, they have started pretty much majority of these wars. This is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." So yeah, with everything that's going on, they was like, okay, we need to make more. We need to throw in more money. We need to get people on the court. We gotta make them feel like they're taking it. So we can. So when, because when you look at it, lives cost money, and their whole agenda is to reduce the world's population, anyways. So they achieve that, they don't got much to lose, or so it seems. But again, this is the Lord that does everything. He actually, let me get the scripture right here because I'm gonna go further into it. This is Job 20:5. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So this is all just triumph and joy for a hypocrite for just a little bit. They don't count on the Lord really truly intervening with their plans as it is now. They know they're going to fight up against the Lord, but they don't understand that the Lord is actually intervening with their plans right now. That's why they got to keep speeding up their process. Because think about it. All this happened within a short time span. With Afghanistan, now the whole thing with Russia, and now this. Mind you, the whole thing with Russia started a little like a week before the whole thing with China and Taiwan. I would say about a week or two. So that's really short. Because right about a month, I don't remember the time, but it wasn't that long between the time span between Afghanistan and Russia now. So they're picking up the pace. Meanwhile, they're making more robots. Every country now, they are in countries with more robot technology. UK started doing it. China started doing it. Now we got it. Now we got it here. Now Russia got it. Meanwhile, they're cracking down on the things that's going on inside this place. Meanwhile, gas is going up, price is going up, life is becoming harder here, more restrictions going on. This was all pretty quick within a year, 6 months, and every day we're just hearing something different. But let's go a little further. Actually, remember, get that scripture too. This is Isaiah 45:7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So the Lord is just throwing that wrench in there to crunch their plans a little harder, so they gotta pick up the pace. So let's go a little further in it, because they saying we do, but we don't support, right? Let's go here.
Statements not cause any confusion, because we have the defense secretary saying one thing and then we have the president saying another. Because if you look at it that way, and in this context, when the secretary says that we do not recognize Taiwan's independence, and the president has for long been saying that we defend Taiwan, is this not going to cause any confusion going forward?
No. No, Eric, it won't, and it shouldn't cause any confusion, because there is no change in the U.S. position. What there is, and this is very clear that's in Shangri-La, there's a change in the global position. And that's thanks to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And what that has done, what the Russian invasion of Ukraine has done, is it's exposed the confusion on the Chinese side. It's China that's confused, not the United States. The United States is very clear.
So China's confused. How? First of all, and you can look at this ugly ass rat or demon. First of all, what is Russia's war, if you can even call it that, had to do with China? They have nothing to do with each other. I mean, they're attacking two separate places, and it's not like they're attacking the same place, but they're attacking separate places. They're attacking places that technically belongs to them, because these bastards wanted to take over the. I'm pointing at this ugly ass devil. These bastards wanted to take over the world and take places from other countries that don't belong to them, and claim that these places, even though they're on part of your landmass, they have their own independence. Well, if this originally belonged to them, They should be able to take it back anyways. But you hear it. They, in paper, they don't support Taiwan, but they're saying they do. That causes confusion. Again, they just trying to fill the war in this one. They're handing Taiwan weapons for China to take. Just the same thing with Russia. Just the same thing with Afghanistan. They literally arming these places, saying, "Yeah, go ahead, take back these places, and then we could continue with the war." He's saying there's no confusion. That the U.S. ain't confused. He's saying that China's confused. These are words on. These are play on words. Because I never seen China confused about any goddamn thing. If they want to take over something, they're going to take over it. If Russia's going to take over something, they're going to take over it. America's done it. I never heard of America being confused on what they could take over. That's the play on these devil's words. This is Psalms 55 and 21. It says the words of its mouth were smoother than butter. And that's what this devil does right here. Trying to say that these people are confused. I never heard of anybody in the country that they rule being confused on whether they want to take back the place that belonged to them. It says, but war was in his heart. And that's what he's done. He puts out these pretty words. That's what why they always come up with these meetings, to come with a standstill. Meanwhile, these people are still fighting. These people, Esau's finding a way to throw a wrench in them, try to stab him in the back, and then some more shit. Again, with these sanctions. America put sanctions on Russia. Russia didn't give a damn. You can't, when it comes to, it works the same way at school. You have a bully bullying a kid. Well, that kid is not going to put up with being bullied for too much longer. Once he grows older, has his own mindset, and just says, I don't give a shit. I'm going to fight back. That's the same way with what's going on. Russia grew big in power. They was like, we don't give a damn about your sanctions. China's the same way. They come with, each of these areas come with the mindset that we want to rule the world. Or we want to put this place down because they keep trying to take over us. So Esau thinks that he has them in that grasp by funding wars, by pissing them off and trying to gain the upper hand. But here's the problem with that. Here's their problem, I should say. This is Joel 3 and 2. It says, I will also gather all nations. That's not talking about Esau gathering all nations. This is the Lord gathering all nations. It says, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahashaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage, Israel. Mind you, when it said plead, that's not talking about please stop where you're doing. No, it said plead, as in you plead your case. It's talking about judgment. Because that's what it's ultimately about. It's talking about that judgment. For my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and departed, and imparted my land. So Esau's in a rude awakening, and so is this devil's ugly face. They got the trip of their lives. They think they're in control of what they're doing. They don't have the slightest clue. Oh, they still got to go through Satan to even do anything. And Satan's working on YAHAWAHSHI'S and Most High. So that's the wrench right there. The Lord threw in Satan as a wrench in their plans. That's the crazy part. Meanwhile, the Lord's doing his own thing on the side, throwing another wrench in their face. Right, throwing a wrench in the cog gear. And now Esau got to try to find a way to unclog their wrench, or speed up the process before all the clogs are filled with wrenches, to their plane come on a complete standstill. But that's exactly what's going to happen. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to go into, just to show how these devils lie, and they're showing the backwardness of this place. They're not. A lot of people ain't hiding this stuff no more, because a lot of people are seeing that this place ain't shit. But that's pretty much all I wanted to go into. So, Lord willing, this is a little edifying. With that, shalom.